Alright, hello and welcome to the first actual episode of the game show for Total Drama Multiverse. In today's video, we are just going to be doing it as if this was an actual episode of the show, because we're going to say there was still interns on the island, and Chris is obviously forcing them to record and edit and all that. So it's structured like a normal thing. I've even made up a whole challenge and everything. But after Chris let Agent Peely join the game, he had everyone get some rest, and then they woke up, and they all came outside, and he explained the rules again, and he also gave everyone their teams. So on the Crooked Crocs, we have Jax, Monica, Jinx, Azuku, Dipper, Fritz, and Elmo. Wild team, by the way. On the Rifted Ravens, we have Peter, Tails, Luz, Ashley, Kissy, Applejack, and Star. And on the Warped Weasels, which yes has one more extra person, but it's fine, we have Ezekiel, N, Trump, Agent Peely, Lauren, Green Shadow, Marcy, and Toph. So he gives everyone a few hours to just interact with their new teams, because they've interacted with each other but not as teams. And just get to know each other before the first challenge. So during that time, some alliances are made. On the Crooked Crocs, oh yeah, I should probably say this real quick. I know that on the Crooked Crocs and the Rifted Ravens, the gender disparity is terrible. There's only 2 guys here and 5 girls, and then 5 guys here and 2 girls. And I don't really care, because I think these team dynamics work better. And plus, on the Warped Weasels, it's 4 guys and 4 girls anyway. But anyways, the first alliance to be made is probably the most obvious alliance, and it's the Cowgirl alliance between Ashley and Applejack. They just obviously have a lot in common, and they become pretty good friends pretty quickly. The other alliance on this team is between Luz and Star, and then also Kissy. Kissy's very shy to a lot of the contestants. Obviously, it's Kissy. But Star and Luz are able to get to her and become friends with her. Also, Luz just loves being around Star because she's got her wand and her magic, and she's not a witch, but she's close. So Luz loves being around Star. So these 3 all become an alliance, and then Spider-Man and Tails are just kind of here. On the Crooked Crocs, this is a team full of actual wusses in the eyes of Jinx. You got Azuku, who is enfeebled and actually like a wimp. You got Dipper, who's just a little 10-year-old nerd. And you got Elmo, which is Elmo. So, and then you have Fritz, which at first she thought looks cool, but he's just a little kid. So she likes Jax's attitude, and it offers an alliance with Jax, and Jax is thrilled to have an alliance. So Monica sees this, also doesn't like any of these people, but Monica can recognize that Jax is also not an AI, but he's like how the user was. So Monica wants to be in the same alliance, so these 3 get in an alliance, and nobody else is really aligned just yet. So their goal is to just get all these freaking weirdos and weaklings out of here, so they can just have the 3 real, I was going to say real men, but 2 of them are literally women, but the 3 real contenders. And then finally we have the Warped Weasels. This is in the pre-challenge section. For the Warped Weasels, some of these are made after the challenge, so I won't come to those yet. But the first one is obviously Ezekiel is going to want to be aligned with Trump. And while Trump is more just scared right now, he's like, yeah, okay, that'll probably help me get further. So Ezekiel goes with his idol. And then Agent Peely recognizes, because he's analyzed everyone here, So he recognizes that these two are both. He has a history of being voted off first, and Trump is Trump. So he's just a controversial figure in general. So he realizes that he could easily use these two as body shields to propel himself further in the game. So he's able to convince them to be in an alliance, and he ends up quote unquote becoming friends with Trump, and they talk about politics because he's got a suit on. He acts like he's a political figure. And then the only other one that does happen right now is Marcy and Green Shadow, just because I feel like, I mean, there's an episode in Amphibia where Marcy and Hop Hop go like analyze plants for like the entire episode while as a B plot. So she's gonna want to be analyzing this thing. It's also an like alien creature to her, so she's interested in that because she's a nerd. And then also Green Shadow is like super depressed and also just kind of like Kissy right now. So Marcy's able to get her out of her shell, and then these three are just here for now. This brings us to the challenge. And this challenge, yes, I actually made up challenges for this, is the challenge 1, cops and robbers. Teams are divided into half of them being cops and half of them being robbers, or at least close to half. The robbers have to run and hide from the cops, and the cops have to stun the robbers with their real tasers and detain them. The first team to lose all their robbers loses the challenge and will be sent to tribal council. So I used a random number generator to decide who they would be, the cops would be. So for the Rifted Ravens, it chose Luz, Ashley, and Peter. So these are our three. And then for the Crooked Crocs, it chose Monica, Azuku, and Dipper, which Monica is not happy about. And then for the Warped Weasels, before the randomizer picked, a different randomizer picked who would be sitting out, since there's 7 people here. 8 people here and only 7 on the other teams. And it randomly picked Agent Peely. So Agent Peely is sitting out, which he's very happy about because he can go explore the Rift Shard and try to analyze a way to get in. So he's sitting out. And then it picks Lauren, Scary Girl. And then it picks Ezekiel, and it picks N. So these 9 right here are our hunters, and these 12 are our robbers. These are our cops. These are our robbers. So during the actual challenge, I'll first say what Agent Peely does is he excuses himself and he leaves, and he tries to find a way to get into, because it's off limits right now. The ruins of the place where the Rift Shard is, the containment area, all that is all off limits. Chris has made it off limits, so he tries to sneak through, and he gets in, but Chris is watching him and is suspicious of him. And Agent Peely just marks a couple different ways of entry, and then tries to get back in time to not seem too suspicious, but little does he know Chris is already watching him. So yeah. As for these guys all get a head start, and obviously the first person to get shot, while walking, Peter sees Elmo and just straight up shoots him in the face because it's just easy with the taser. And Elmo's tased, and then he just goes over and he webs him up, and Elmo's detained. So Elmo is out. If they're close to the hunters, that means, or the cops, that means they're out. The next person to get out is gonna be Trump. When Monica finds Trump, Monica shoots the taser, but Ezekiel jumps in front of him and gets tased, and then like freaking acts like he's dying in Trump's arms, and then just slumps over. So Ezekiel's out of commission because he is a cop, but he's obviously been tased. So Trump runs away as fast as a 78-year-old man can run, and Monica is pissed. Then our next person that I feel like would get found is probably Kissy, just because she has nowhere where she could hide. So eventually, Dipper just finds her and then just shoots her while worried that she's gonna just eat him. Another person that I don't think would last too long is Star, just because Star is kind of stupid, and I could see her getting bored and then trying to do something dumb to have fun and then getting caught by somebody. So these three are out. Eventually, Trump runs out of breath and thinks he's about to get shot, but he actually just finds In, and In tells him to watch this. And it's In and Scary Girl. And he uses his glasses things, as you're saying, but it actually is a heat signature thing. And because of this, In uses his wings and flies around and ends up getting Applejack and Jinx, and none of these three, because the Tails is just too good at hiding, and then these two don't have like a normal anatomy. So then I feel like somebody would just randomly find you, and also these two are like really teaming up to find people, and they're getting along well. So Marcy eventually gets found. I think Toph eventually gets found. She's blind. She actually probably got found a lot earlier, if I'm going to be completely honest. She probably just tried to hide in a big rock, but since she's blind, she doesn't realize that the rock looks really obvious. So she gets out pretty quickly. So this leaves our only 4 hunters, or our only 4 remaining robbers. I keep saying hunters, but I mean, when I say hunters, I mean cops. When I say robbers, I mean robbers. So our only 4 remaining robbers are these 4, and I don't think Trump can get any further, because yeah, I feel like he would just not. He would just become enfeeble and then get shot by somebody. So it comes down to Tails, Fritz, or Green Shadow. Now Green Shadow has been using her cloak to make her literally blend in with the shadows, so she's fine. Tails is hiding inside of like a makeshift hut that he built out of some ruins from the base, so you can't really see him, and he's like dig down, and then he's put like a hut of ruins on top of where he dig down, and then Foxy is hiding behind the fridge in the chef's lunchroom. And I feel like just the worst spot of the 3 is probably Fritz's, so I think he gets out, sending the Crooked Crocs to elimination. Agent Peely comes back with this team, and they are all like, yay, we did so good. Over on the Rifted Ravens, the spirits are also pretty high, but on the Crooked Crocs, people are pissed, especially Monica. Because Monica had to deal with Dipper, who wasn't that bad, but also Izuku, who would barely do anything because he was so weak and couldn't freaking find anybody the entire time. At least Dipper found Kissy. Izuku didn't find anybody the entire time and was useless. Meanwhile, her 2 alliance members are starting to get really sick of Elmo. So, and same with these 3. Everyone's starting to get really sick of Elmo. But Monica really wants, this is post-challenge, Monica really wants Izuku out. So, come elimination time, also I should probably say one last thing. These 2, let me get them in with their alliances real quick so I can just say these 2 are now in an alliance, and because In's like, she's an even crazier version of Uzi. And then obviously Scary Girl Lauren is just gonna like the freaking death robot, the murder drone. And then Toph's still on her own. And then on this team we still have, what is it? These 2. and then these three are all still just being freaking quirky together. So, when it comes to the elimination ceremony, Chef doesn't go down the list, so Chris has to go down the list. So Chris is sad about that. So he says how Deku was useless, how Foxy sold it for the team, how Elmo's just been an annoyance. But it's pretty clear that that Monica and Jinx and Jax are voting for Elmo, because Monica really wanted to get Izuku out, but they were able to convince her that the way to lure in these three into feeling safe is to vote with them, because Jinx already had heard that these three were voting Elmo, because they were talking among themselves, and they thought Elmo was really annoying. So Elmo is eliminated in episode episode 4 of Total Drama Multiverse, but episode 1 of the game show. So, and he swears that he will have vengeance, and all these people will live to regret the day they crossed him, and someday when they've all forgotten about him, he will come to collect their souls, and nobody really cares except Izuku, who starts crying because it's Izuku. Foxy tries to comfort him, but is really confused. So, yep, that's pretty much it for episode 1 of the game show. Remember, y'all should be rooting for one male character and one female character. So comment below who you're rooting for, and comment who you predict is gonna be eliminated next time on Total Drama Multiverse.